There's been a sharp rise in rough sleeping figures here in the East Midlands. The latest annual count's been published as experts gathered in Nottingham to tackle the problem.
Well, the organisers say that many people have serious mental health problems and some choose to sleep rough because they just don't trust the support that they're offered.
Well, today's conference also heard that rough sleepers have been targeted by traffickers and even offered money for their organs. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
You don't look very well at all, so what's
happened to your face?
It was back in November when the latest annual Rough Sleepers count took place. The month we filmed Nottingham's outreach team trying to help this man off the streets. But for every success, there's soon someone else to take their place.
We was freezing, I had to get 2 black bags. I've always been scared. All I want is just somewhere to sleep at night.
And the figures out today show it's a growing problem. The annual count found more than 300 rough sleepers on a single night across the government's East Midlands region. That's up by 23% on the previous year. It included 43 people sleeping rough in Nottingham, 37 in Derby, and another 31 who spent the night on the streets of Leicester.
Well, we started from a low...
And in Nottingham this afternoon, experts came from across the country to look for solutions. The organiser blames cuts in support for people with serious mental health problems who are sometimes banned from hostels or refuse accommodation.
There are all kinds of reasons given. I don't want to go in a shelter, I don't want to go in a hostel, it won't last for very long, I'll be evicted, I'm frightened of this person or that person, 1,000,001 reasons. And what we've got to do is overcome all of those barriers.
What's the solution then?
I think we've got to stop pretending that it's just a matter of getting someone into bed and breakfast accommodation. It's addressing the health needs as well as the housing needs. Rough sleeping is not just a matter of putting a roof over someone's head.
Some rough sleepers come from other parts of Europe and end up on the streets because they're not entitled to housing or benefits. In Nottingham, they've even dealt with people who are targeted by people traffickers. Today's conference heard from one expert who says that's becoming a nationwide problem.
Traffickers have wised up to the fact that very few rough sleepers actually get reported missing. Our soup runs and our day centres, traffickers are using them like candy stores. They're forced to work against their will, never got paid, beaten, starved, tortured.
And you've even come across organ harvesting, haven't you?
The rough sleeper had been offered £10,000 for a kidney. So my fear is that we're going to start finding shallow graves, and these shallow graves will have the bodies of young homeless people that have had their organs removed.
And as the temperatures drop, volunteers are running emergency winter night shelters like this one in Leicester. But many of the homeless people who use them will end up back on the streets. Jeremy Ball, BBC East Midlands Today.